Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So we've had the first Tarkov podcast since the wipe and 12.11 was applied to the game, and Nikita used it to go through some of the things that had been changed in that patch, what they'd added them for, and he also spoke about what will be coming in the game, most notably in patch 12.12, which is currently in development. So he went through quite a lot. It was a little bit of a hard one to follow, the VOD, which I've watched a bit of. He was obviously very tired. They've pulled some pretty long hours in the office, I think, over the last week or so. Obviously, with everything that's been going on with the wipe and changes that need to be made immediately afterwards, and the hot fixes that have to be applied and stuff like that. So he was pretty knackered. He did a lot of it in Russian rather than English, which makes it harder for us guys to glean the information from it. But the good people over on Reddit have put together a brilliant post which sort of breaks down a lot of it. I will put a link in the description down below to that if you want to go and read that. But yeah, I'm going to go through the juicy bits basically in this video. So he says that the art department is working on the Lighthouse map and it will be released obviously before Streets, possibly containing 2 bosses on this map. He also said that the Lighthouse map will contain an in-raid trader. Now this trader is going to be guarded by his own sniper squad, so it will make it very, very hard to actually get to him. So I'm assuming that if you do manage to get to him, he will have some pretty good stuff for sale. Maybe even like quest items that you need to complete quests. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that one actually works out. But I think it's an interesting addition to a map, so we'll see how it works. The Scar L and H will be coming in patch 12.12. I think originally we was only looking at the Scar H, but it looks like we're going to be getting both those variants. I think there are a couple of other variants as well, but the L and the H are the only ones that have been mentioned so far. They're not currently in this patch, as the rumours would suggest. A lot of people says, where's the Scar? It was never going to be in it anyway. There was never any rumours or leaks that it would be in it. It is obviously planned, it's going to be coming with 12.12, but it's not in 12.11. The AK-107 is planned, but they said that they don't have any kind of specifications to really go off at the moment to properly model that gun. I have seen videos from other people though that show this gun working in real life, and it looks like it has 0 recoil. It has a very little recoil on it, so I could see that being a gun that's either ultra rare in the game or is very much nerfed in the game, but we'll have to wait and see when it's included. When it's going to be coming in, we don't know. I don't think it's going to make 12.12, but possibly at some point in the future. He spoke about suburbs and the towns map. They will be DLC. They will not be included in the game from the end of release. They will be DLC only. It's the first time we've actually been told about what will go into DLC. Those 2 maps will be DLC. Streets, Lighthouse and Terminal will still be included in the game, but those other 2 for now will be DLC. He said that there is around 250,000 concurrent players at the moment. He said the servers are doing fine, it's just that they need more of them. Obviously the increased waiting times is due to the increased amount of people there. There's 2 reasons why you get long matching times. It's either because there are too many people trying to get in, and the servers are trying to match you with the best people, you know, the closest ones. And obviously the other reason you get long matching times is because there isn't any people and it's waiting for some people to join. So, but the matching times were crazy to begin with. They seem to be calming down now. I've done a couple of raids this afternoon and it was around 3 minutes to get into customs with a packed out lobby, so it seems to be getting a lot better now. BSG have confirmed that several members have contracted COVID, so there is still a lot of remote working for them, which obviously slows down the development process, but things are still moving ahead, and all being well, those members of staff are going to be doing okay and they will get back to normal as soon as they can. He spoke about Unity 2019. He said it's coming soon, possibly after patch 12.12. Will it make patch 12.12? I would hope so, but it doesn't look as though it's going to. He said DLSS is still planned, but it won't happen until Unity 2019 is implemented because it doesn't work with Unity 2018. So all being well, that will get put in at some point. There's obviously a sort of a working partnership between BSG and Nvidia now. Obviously Reflex has been added. They want to add DLSS, and there was in the recent sort of a keynote thing for Nvidia, so it's obviously sort of a standout game that Nvidia want to help. So, but it's going to be easier once Unity 2019 is implemented for them to put those kind of things in. For those of you guys that are on AMD cards, hopefully the competing technologies that AMD do will also make it to the game at some point, but I don't really think anything like that was spoken about up to now. Sound within the game is going to get an upgrade in 12.12. I think it is a lot better with 12.11, but it still does need work. It's going to get an upgrade in 12.12, and then it's going to get a complete overhaul at some point. This will tie in with Unity 2019 being released into the game. Flea market changes were discussed. Obviously, we've moved up to level 20 cap for the flea market access. Nikita said this is done to slow progression and boost the early wipe gameplay that we all know and love. He said the flea market could eventually be locked behind hideout progression, and it could also be that the flea market is unlocked in stages so that you don't have access to the entire thing from the off. He likes the flea market, but he doesn't like the fact that it makes the game instantly easier. So they are looking at ways to sort of dampen the effects that it has once you have access to it, but it's all up in the air and very fluid at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see what future plans they come out with for that. They also discussed daily and weekly tasks related to karma so that you could increase your karma. And he said that the Scav karma system at the moment is very, very fluid, and they are making tweaks and changes constantly to it to try and get it to where they want it to be. It is the first iteration of it. There will be more iterations of it as it goes along, but it is something that they want to really focus on in the game. They say karma within the game, especially using your scav more, is another way of slowing progression down in the game, so this is something that they want to focus on quite a bit. And that's pretty much all the juicy bits that were pretty much mentioned in this podcast. As I say, it was a bit of a hard one to follow, but I will put a link to the VOD down below if you want to watch it for yourself, and also a link to the Reddit stuff. But that's pretty much the juiciest bits. I haven't really got too much of my own opinion to really give on it. I think the patch this time and the wipe is pretty good. The game's performing well. I don't think there was any massive major issues with the release of the patch. Yeah, it boosts the numbers, which drags the servers down a bit, but that's always going to happen. BSG then talk about adding more servers, but I don't think they will, because generally players drop off after a couple of weeks or a couple of months. They've had enough and they go back to other games, and it's left just down to us sort of core game players that stick with the game all the time. So I don't see that they will add more servers, to be fair. I think they'll just ride it out like they have done before. It's good to know that the Lighthouse map is well on track. They have all of their art department on it. Hopefully we will get that map within the next 2, 3, maybe 4 months. It's got to release before Christmas. If it doesn't release until Christmas, I'll be a bit annoyed. I'd like to see something new, a completely new map before then. But we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you very much for everybody that has engaged with the videos recently. Thank you very much to everybody that has subscribed. If you're not currently doing so, please consider doing it. It takes a second and costs nothing, and I will be eternally grateful to you. And that is pretty much it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.